So when you guys see this, you'll already see that there'll be another video that I put out prior to this. But I would be remiss not to throw this out because it will also go right off of what I was saying prior. So you're gonna see, excuse me, you're gonna see there's a part in the video that's out before this one where I'm talking, and then it's getting warm, and then I kind of got distracted real quick because all of a sudden there was a squirrel. There was a squirrel on my roof, and I panned the phone, and I tried to show you guys, and then as I was continuing to talk, all of a sudden you'll hear something. Then I turned the phone real quick and I showed you the squirrel, because the squirrel looked at me, ran up on that roof, on top of this roof, and then did a what do you call it? I want to say Rocky and Bullwinkle, because Rocky was a flying squirrel, and he jumped from the roof to that tree, and then he landed down, went under my Jeep, and then went on and scampered, doing what it had to do. Now you wonder, why am I bringing this up? Okay, because you know me, I'm going to seize the opportunity when it's given. Now, when I when I ended that video of what my initial topic was, I was still sitting here maybe 15 minutes after that. And I was going through the process of letting it upload. And then all of a sudden, I heard this screech. I think you know where I'm going with it. So, if you look straight ahead and you see the tree closest in front of the black vehicle, that squirrel had scampered over there. And that's what wildlife does. Next thing I know, after I heard the screech, I saw a brown hawk come from over there, same place, and got that squirrel. And I watched it fly off. And I was kind of taken back just for a second, because I was like, dag. If you could rewind time, you would not realize that that same said squirrel started off on top of my roof, only to end up short time later in the clutches of a hawk flying away. It's kind of stark, but that's life. And life doesn't stop, nor does time. And just now, because it's 11:30 now, I find it is so important to stay vigilant in whatever you do. And it's so easy for us to allow things around us to be drowned out by distractions. And sometimes there are unfortunate repercussions because we don't allow ourselves time to be still, to be vocal. I don't want to say be vocal. How about be vigilant, to be in tune with ourselves. And maybe that is really one of the underlying reasons why you see a lot of people will flock from their communities, and they'll go to the park, or they'll just put that time of intimacy within themselves so they can find a place to be grounded within their own mindset. But I would be remiss not to pose the question. I know some people will say, Joe, you thinking too deep. Nah, I'm not. Because I'm pretty sure if that squirrel knew that if I go over there, if I put myself in an environment where I don't know the surroundings, there may be something bigger, badder, waiting to unfortunately take my life. Now we can turn around and find many caveats in that, you know. And at first I thought it was the bird. It was like, you know, because I saw, I don't live too far from a bird sanctuary here in Virginia Beach. And there's a lot of foliage, as you already know, where I reside. And, you know, that was just, God is amazing. Because if you allow yourself to be in tune with yourself, you're going to always make the best decision for you, even if it's not popular. Because what will end up happening, family, is it'll force you to critically think. It'll force you to put it all out there. Put it out there. To weigh the pros, the cons, to go deeper. But at the end of the day, keep it real. Keep it real with yourself. Now, I know for some of y'all, you have the right to tune me out. Just like you have the right to unsubscribe. I can't make you stay here. Never was my intent. But I also know that at a minimum, we all go through the same things at different times in our lives. Just as we all have the right to make a logical decision on how we gonna conquer it. You know? So I just could not allow this validation not to be spoken. I just couldn't. Now, you may be in a situation right now where you're in an environment where you have gotten conditioned to, I don't want to say turn the cheek, but you've gotten conditioned in the environment. But you know deep down inside you deserve better. You deserve better. You know you do. And no matter how hard you try to reinvent or change the approach or reassess, it still brings you back to the answer of what you need compared with what you want. Now, the caveat on that is, are you doing it for acceptance? Are you reacting because of fear? Or is it because of the fact that you don't realize how strong you really are? Not everybody. Look, you've heard me say this time and time again. You don't need no one's permission to grow, to change. And with that being said, we can also look at it from the opposite spectrum. that is the same energy that is being shown to you all the time in regards to you can't make nobody do what they don't want to do. You can't. That's why it's called free will. That was the one gift that was given by the Most High. But at the end of the day, what's the cause? What's the sacrifice? Is it impeding the way you conclude your day? Is it robbing you of your rest? Because you know there's a difference between rest and slumber. Because you need to slumber to grow. If you're going to sleep but you're not resting, then there's a contradiction there. But really, there's a distraction there. You know it. You know it. So the real question goes to, what are you going to do about it? Because you're not supposed to spend your life for 1 millisecond in a situation that doesn't bring the best you out. You should not feel you're holding yourself hostage within yourself. Who told you that? Who told you that was okay? Now some of y'all gonna be pissed. Because you may be at that point where you're saying, I'm tired of talking. I'm ready for some action. But if you're really at that point of action, aren't you at the same position of ownership? How can you have action without accountability? How can you have accountability without looking at all that makes up the act? The pros, the cons. Come on now, let's keep it 100. If you know what you need, what's keeping you from it? What's keeping you from it? Now I know y'all saying, well, how the hell, Gerald, did you go from, I know somebody laughing right now, a squirrel getting gobbled up to your point of reference right now? Well, when you peel back the layers of what I'm saying, you can also look at the same question I posed to you. How can you allow the same energy to gobble up your dreams? So my heart just did this. I'm just saying. And it was so ironic, family, because when that brown hawk snatched that squirrel, now if you make it, I'm pretty sure I'm using the Galaxy Note 5G. Love the phone. I used to have a Samsung Galaxy 8 Plus. Well, look at where we're at now. But with that, I can take analogy out of that. I found something that suited my needs, and then I had to come to terms of what do I need to go forth to grow. Because just like legendary group Soul to Soul, when in 1989 I think it was 89, when they released Keep On Moving. No, it might have been 90, 91. But you guys know you know the classic, Keep On Moving, Don't Stop. And everything that they said in that song, you can find an aspect on how that can be an example in your life. Everything. Because you are a living classic. But I wanted to put this out real quick. I'm about to start my day. Take it all in. Because even the Lord said on the seventh day, the man is supposed to rest. But we don't do that, do we? We don't. We just find a little time here and there and piece it together and expect it to work. Nah. Love yourself, people. The more you love yourself, the more closer you get to making your dreams a reality. And keep in mind, you may be at that pinnacle now where you're okay to let go. Let it go. And let your life flow. Be blessed.